everybody, and welcome to Big Time Wrestling right here on KOFY TV 20. I'm Hank Renner Jr., your host, and we have a very special segment tonight. We have in studio a trip down memory lane with the BTW longest reigning heavyweight champion. I'm talking about Hawkeye, Shane Kody. Welcome, Shane.
How you doing, Hank? How you doing?
Pretty well tonight, pretty well. Nice to see you.
It's beautiful to be here. I'm glad to be here.
Folks, we're very lucky tonight to have Hawkeye Shane Kody. This is for the 20th anniversary of Big Time Wrestling. Cody's been there all the way. Dragon Dave even said that he's been wrestling for, what, about 100 years, Kody? It feels like
close to.
Close to. Well, why don't you start us out now? Let's start with some family background. And speaking of family, of course, everybody knows out there that his father was the great Woody Farmer. What are some of your memories of Woody?
Well, Hank, you know, I was born into the business. I've been around the business my whole life. I've been in the business 31 years now. My dad started training back in '61. Got in the business in '62, started traveling. He traveled the world. He worked for every single promoter out there. Japan 6 times, all over the world. He worked for, like I said, every single promoter. I started traveling with him at 4 years old. School vacation all summer long. I traveled with him, and it was quite something. Never thought of that I'd be getting into the business years later. So from 4 years old to 11 years old, I traveled with him every summer, and it was nonstop laughs, good times. The business has changed so much over the years that you know yourself, and but I remember just going from territory to territory, wrestle, get in the car, driving for hours and hours to the next territory. It's like I said, now it's changed. Now they fly everywhere and everything else, but it was just good old times. I remember the Funks, the Von Erichs, Haystack Calhoun, Ray Stevens, Pepper Gomez, Kenji Shibuya, Freddie Blassie, and just the list just goes on and on and on. And it's just, I've been doing this 31 years, Hank, and it's been so much fun, and I'm just having a blast now. And I'm at that point in life right now. I don't want to say goodbye to this business. It's really tough. It's going to be a really sad day when that ever happens. I'm just having so much fun right now in my life. Times that I'll never ever forget. It's been a good time.
Yeah, that's the thread through all this, folks. One thing that I notice, I've been calling Cody's matches for 20 years now. You gonna rattle the cowbell all night, Cody?
No, I'm gonna hang on to it in case you just get out of hand a little bit. I'm
gonna have to get it, that's it.
I'll just slap you a little bit just to get your attention.
I'm sure our fans at KOFY want to see that, folks. One thing that the fans tell me, and the one thing that I pick up off of Shane Kody, is that he's having a great time in there in the ring. And that seems to be infectious. That's why you buy tickets to see this man. Could you talk a little bit about your experiences with the fans and what they mean to you?
They mean everything, Hank. They mean everything. That's why I'm still doing this, because of the fans. The kids, they keep me motivated. They keep me going. I don't want to say goodbye, but they keep me going. It's and a lot of the fans out there have become like family to me right now. So many of them. I have relationships with them. I mean, just everything, friends. I mean, everything. It's just, they're like family to me.
I'm sure a lot of you fans may or may not know this, but Shane Kody really embodies the BTW values in that he goes and meets with children. I remember he worked with several children who were in the hospital. He goes and visits them. And this is all real. I mean, this is what this man really is. He really is a champion. And why don't you tell the fans a little bit about what it means to be a champion in big time wrestling and what it means to you to carry on the legacy that your father started.
Well, Hank, it's being a champion to me is everything. But the belt doesn't make you, you make the belt. Like you said, with kids, everything. If I get a phone call that a BTW fan's in the hospital, I'm there that day or the next day. And it's happened over and over and over. I'm there for them all.
Yeah. and they're there for you. They really respond to you. The little cowbells. I think they just get it, and they get it with reverence. And I think that is also one of the threads that I notice about knowing you all these years and knowing your family. I had the privilege to, of course, know your parents. And I want to say, folks, the word that the KODY household has for wrestling is reverence. And that's for those who came before him. So I'm sure that KODY has a long list of opponents and about people who are influential, but let me run some of these by you, and let's see what kind of memories they bring out. And of course, with Big Time Wrestling, the name starts with Kirk White.
You know, I met Kirk White, back in 90. Met him then, but didn't know that he was going to end up promoting a couple years later. First show that he did, I started working for him, and I've been here 20 years later. Kurt's like a brother to me, a very special person to me.
Yeah.
And history's been made after that.
It really is, folks. Big Time Wrestling, as you know, was the Roy Shires promotion, and it ran from the late 50s, right? You're going to have to fact check here, through the 80s, and the main place for that was the Cow Palace. That was the mecca, if you will, of professional wrestling in the Bay Area. It's where I started as a child, seeing the Von Brauners, Pat Patterson, Ray Stevens, and a guy who could chop called Woody Farmer.
Yep.
Now, did he teach you those chops?
He taught me the chops. That's where that came from, the old chop house. You know, I got plenty of those from him. I wrestled with him, I wrestled against him. And I always dread that when I had to work with him, that I know that chop would be coming.
Now, at the KODY household, did they have the chops and steaks?
You know what? We talked about this before that we was going up in a restaurant, the KODY Chop House.
Yes.
That's still in the works, though.
I want to make a reservation.
Yeah.
I got a reservation for Dragon Dave at the
Yeah.
first table, KODY. And I know what he's getting. No dessert for him either.
You know, and you go back to talking about with Roy Shires and stuff, and how much wrestling has changed. And you know, I keep on saying it, but wrestling has changed so much now. You know, it's back then. You know, you could work an arm, you could work a leg, and you could almost start a riot.
Yeah.
Now you have to jump off ladders and go through barbed wire and everything else to get people off the chairs. That's how much it's changed.
And that's kind of a sad thing, being a sort of an old school guy myself, where as part of a match you have a competitor there, and you know the stakes are risen, but that's also because of television and alternative things. What's nice about Big Time Wrestling, and this man embodies those values, is that you can drop your children off, you can bring the entire family to a Big Time Wrestling show. As you know, this is why you come and why we sell out and why you pay a lot of money to see this man right here, is because it's a safe place to be. And you know, when you watch a Shane KODY match, you're going to get great entertainment, you're going to see a competitive wrestling match, and you're going to see old school embodiment of Big Time Wrestling values. KODY, why don't you share some of that old school stuff with us?
Well, you know, like I said, you know, I've been around this all my whole life. You know, I can't fill my dad's shoes, but I can follow his footsteps.
Yeah.
And like you said, Big Time Wrestling, it's a family show. And like you said, you don't have to worry about the kids. You don't have to worry about nothing out there. It's calm, cool, and it's a good time.
And the kids love you.
They love it, and they love me.
Yeah.
How can you not?
You can't. You can't not love KODY. KODY loves wrestling, and wrestling loves KODY.
I look at wrestling as I was born into it, and I don't look like at it like, you know, you got these wrestlers coming into the business today that follow wrestling for 5-6 years and go, I want to become a wrestler. I look at myself different because I've been around this business my whole life.
Yeah.
I was born into it, and I look at it different than I think that the other kids do that get into the business. And it's not a bad thing, but I just look at myself a little different because, you know, I was born into this business. I've been around it my whole life. I just haven't, you know, fallen for a couple of years ago one day, I want to be a wrestler, you know. And
Yeah.
There's nothing like that, you know. And but it's a good thing, you know. If anyone out there wants to become a professional wrestler, get a hold of Big Time Wrestling. We have Roman School. It's a great place. You know, I've seen a lot of people come and go. I've seen a lot of people become big stars.
Well, I know that you help, that's a great segue into the potential people who want to become a wrestler. I know that one time I was with Kody and a fan, and a little boy came up and says, Mr. Kody, I want to be a wrestler. Do you have any advice? And Kody says, don't do it. Remember that one? You know? But when they do, and if you want to become a wrestler, Big Time Wrestling's got the best school, it's got the best training, and you have advice from a wrestling encyclopedia right here. You've probably forgotten more holds than most guys know these days.
Yeah, I've forgotten than most people will ever know in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a tough business. It's not made for everybody. You know, I've had broken noses, teeth knocked out, 5 ribs broke, fingers broke, dislocated, toes broke, 5 ribs broke, lumbar problems broke, sciatica problems broke, 3 vertebrae in my neck fused together.
I'm running out of fingers.
Okay,
Go
then,
ahead.
well,
Any more?
we'll stop at that then. It's,
You got a hangnail too last week, right?
well,
You were telling me, okay.
no, not the hangnail, but you know, just the fingers.
Let's put you out.
Yeah.
You know, Kody, you've had such extraordinary matches over the years, and you have a little friend with you right here, that cowbell.
Well, I can't go nowhere without this whole thing here. It's been around for many years, and a lot of people have seen it. There's a couple dents in it, and you know, it's a good friend.
That one right there is Wild Storm. Didn't you dent it on him one time?
Well,
huh?
yeah, there's Wild Storm, maybe a couple places, and there's probably every Big Time Wrestling fan and star and everything in there. It's seen a lot of foreheads.
Oh, I'm sure it has. There's a few fingerprints on there. And would you reserve one little spot on there for Dragon Dave if you could do me a favor?
Well, you would bring Dragon Dave out right now. We could do that right now.
Excellent, excellent. I see that's a nice spot.
20 right now.
I think the fans want to see it. Go ahead and keep writing in, folks. We listen to you, and I know a lot of you asked for this special segment with Shane Kody, and you got it. So coming up is the 20th anniversary of Big Time Wrestling, and we want to get that a little bit later. But right now, folks, I want to ask Kody, you wrestled in the Cow Palace. Can you tell everybody what that was like?
Well, the Cow Palace was WWF. Sellout House, Nationwide TV.
Oh,
I walk through the curtains and all I see is heads. I was a nervous wreck. But it was a time that I'll never forget. I got to work with Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful.
yeah.
Had a great match with him. And went on to wrestle in the Honky Tonk Man there, the Greg the Hammer, Coco Beware. But when you go there and there's 30,000 people out there, all eyes on you, it's a rush. It's something that you can't explain too well.
Yeah. And folks, that brings back a time where maybe your parents and grandparents, and that's the connection and the intimate family connection that pro wrestling has. We're going to come back with that and more when we return right here on KOFY TV 20 with our guest, Hawkeye Shane Kody.
This is Honky Tonk Man, the greatest WWE Intercontinental Champion of all time. And I'm telling you, if you want to be a pro wrestler, if you want to get into wrestling business, you want to be a ballet, a ring girl, a referee, a TV announcer, the best place to do it is right here at Big Time Wrestling. BTW Wrestling is #1, it's professionally done, and you'll come out and be a great wrestler, ballet, referee, ring announcer, anything you want to be. It happens here, BTW.
Welcome back to Big Time Wrestling, folks. We've got a great segment for you right here on KOFY TV 20. Hank Ritter Jr., of course, with the world champion of Big Time Wrestling. I'm talking about Hawkeye Shane Kody. Welcome back, Kody.
Hey, Hank.
All right.
Glad to be back.
Did you have a hot dog during the break?
No, I just had to have some water because they don't have no air conditioner in here and I'm sweating a little bit.
Oh, it's warm today, Kody, and I'll tell you, it's heating up. The competition is heating up now. We've got that big 20th anniversary show coming up at the Newark Pavilion. Why don't you tell the fans about the Newark Pavilion and what it means to you and your family?
You know, Hank, the Newark Pavilion, I've been there since 90s, many years. And so many matches in there. A lot of sweat, blood, pain. gives me goosebumps.
The chairs, Kody.
The chairs, the chops, everything.
The floor.
Hank,
How many careers have you ended on that floor, Kody?
I lost count.
You lost count. Well, we have it. It's 9.
Nine.
Yeah, we looked in the record books.
I thought it was a little more than that, but
Oh,
it's been a lot of pain that's been in that building, Hank.
certainly has. And a lot of fun in that building, and it wouldn't be without the fans.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. And times that I'll never forget. So many stories. And a lot of pain.
Oh, definitely a lot of pain. Folks, Kody's the longest reigning BTW champion, and that's got to be for a reason. That spear, when he hits you with that, and of course, the most famous thing of all, those chops. And again, we talked about your father, Woody Farmer. He walked with a piano on his back up Lombard Street.
Yes, he did. You know, he did that for the Jerry Lewis Telethon, and for him doing that, carrying the piano up Lombard Street, it sent a bunch of the kids to a camp, and that's why he did it. He trained for months and months to do that, and it was on, I think, Channel 4, Channel 5, Channel 7 News. He did it for a good cause. And
Yes.
it was really touching. You know, my dad, Hank, I miss him. I lost him 4.5 years ago, and you know, I miss the old guy, and you know, I just wish he was here a couple more hours and just where I could talk to him again, you know. But I had a lot of good times with him, a lot of memories. But yeah, you know, it's like the Newark Pavilion, October 28th, 20-year anniversary at the Newark Pavilion, and I'll be teaming up with the Honky Tonk Man.
Oh, you bet. Another good opponent.
I've been facing off with him since '89, having matches with him, and this will be the first match where I go in shoulder to shoulder against those two little sneaky Canadians, the Ballard brothers.
Oh, you gotta look, they may be around here. Folks, that match has been signed. Our world champion Hawkeye Shane Kody with the Honky Tonk Man will be taking on the Ballard brothers. Now, you're no stranger to those Ballard brothers at the Newark Pavilion. You want to talk about the long list of opponents you've had and beaten?
Everybody there.
Pretty much. It's in the record book.
Everybody there.
Yeah.
Everybody there. But
Yeah.
you know, those sneaky little Ballard brothers, it's going to be the Chop House. Oh, I had to bring out old Betsy. But if it's not the old Betsy or the Chop House, it's going to be the Shake, Rattle, and Roll.
Oh, the shake, rattle, and roll. Famous move of the Honky Tonk Man, folks. That's coming up on the 20th. Big Time Wrestling's 20th anniversary, October 28th at the Newark Pavilion. We've got a few more minutes, so Kody, if you will stay with us, please.
Yeah.
We still have a couple of things. Now, some of the fans have written in. If you mind, I can read out some of the cards and letters that we've had. They want to ask you some questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Number
I
one.
love the fans. I want to hear it.
Yeah, number one question everybody wants to know, Shane Kody, is, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite move?
Well, you know that I've gotten older and stuff. I don't have too many moves left.
I think there's about 4, right?
Oh, I think there's 3.
3 left. But what is your favorite wrestling move?
You know, there's a few of them. You know, I got the spear. Not too many of them. I got the spear. I got the body slam. I got. There's a few of them, but I like them all. There's no favorite one. I like them all. Whatever comes to mind at the time when I want to put pain on somebody.
You bet. And when he puts those on you, folks, we've had wrestler after wrestler bears testament that when Shane Kody hits you with whatever move it is, he's a teeth rattler. I'll tell you, he really rattles the teeth, huh?
Oh, it rattles my own.
And rattles the ring too. Folks, we're going to go back a little bit in time. We have the 20th anniversary coming up. There's a couple of wrestlers who influenced your career, I remember you saying. One of them was the great Ray Stevens.
You know, we lived right down the street from Ray Stevens, and you know, back in '62, '61, the guys that brought my dad into the business, you know, Woody Farmer, was Ray Stevens, Pepper Gomez, and Kenji Shibuya. And you know, when I was a young kid and stuff, you know, they would always come over to the house. But at the time, I didn't look at them like a big superstar hero like they are. But I remember them always coming over to the house, swimming, barbecues. all the time. I remember Freddie Blassie coming over. I mean, on and on. All these big-time wrestling superstars from the Cow Palace, big stars, always coming over to the house, but I didn't look at them like they were a superstar or anybody. They were just a regular person that came over all the time, visiting the family and stuff. But yeah, Ray Stevens was one of the greats. One of the greats.
Yeah, he certainly was. Yeah. And along with Ray Stevens, folks, another name that's synonymous with the Cow Palace, with big-time wrestling, and that is the great Pat Patterson.
Oh, Pat, you know, they're all legends to me, and they are still a hero to me. I look up to them, and there will be no more Ray Stevens, no more Pat Patterson. There was just one of a kind. The mold was broke when they were brought into the business.
And I think there's only one Shane Kody. We're very lucky to have you as champion, as a wrestler. Now, talk about your later years now. You know, I mean, the age catches up, mileage catches up. Can you tell the fans, and this is another thing that's written in, you mentioned all the injuries in the previous segment. What are you feeling like today, and what does the future bring for Shane Kody?
Well, Shane Kody is going to take it till he can't take it no more. And you know, Hank, what keeps on driving me, and I said this before, is the fans and the kids. As long as I have them on my back, I'll just keep on going until I can't go no more. Age has already been knocking on my door, but I'm not answering it. You know, so it's true. You know, I'm up there in age, and you know, I'm in the ring with the kids in their late 20s and early 30s, and it's getting tougher. But I'm just going to keep on rocking and rolling.
I don't think you've lost a step, Kody. I've been watching you for 20 years.
Yeah.
You're still looking good. The fans love you. Big Time Wrestling loves you. And that's the connection that you have with the fans. I think that's one of the most important things. Never mind all the knowledge of wrestling, all the wrestling moves. It's that connection with people that you have. The connection with the community, the work that you do, the connection with the fans. That's the most important thing, at least in my mind, about professional wrestling. One last thing, what would you like to say to all the fans out there about Big Time Wrestling in your experience?
Well, you know, like I said, you know, without the fans, there would be no Shane Kody. I love the fans. I love the kids. Without them, there would be no Big Time Wrestling. There would be no Shane Kody. I love them all. I care about them. They need anything, all they have to do is give me a call or let me know what's going on, and I'm there for any of them.
There you are. Those values embody a champion, a great wrestler. Kody, I think I speak for all the fans of Big Time Wrestling. Belt, no belt, in, out of the ring, up and down. You embody Big Time Wrestling. Big Time Wrestling's you, and we want to see you wrestle forever, Kody.
I want to wrestle forever.
You're a champion, and everybody knows it.
I don't want to say goodbye never. So, you know, I just want to thank everyone from Big Time Wrestling. I want to thank all the fans that's been supporting Shane Kody all these years. Thank you. I love you. I care about all of you.
Absolutely, folks. Plenty more coming up next time on Big Time Wrestling. Don't forget that big 20th anniversary show. Will you stop?
Hey.
You're like Dragon Dave with that. Hey, you got a place for him with that thing.
I said, it says Hank right there. So.
Uh-oh, I better watch it. October 28th at the Newark Pavilion. Shane Kody with the Honky Tonk Man will be taking on those Ballard brothers.
Be there.
From Canada. Tickets available, folks. Keep watching KOFY TV 20. Lots coming up. Thank you, and God bless. We'll see you 28th. Take it home, Kody.
Yeah, bye. Thank you, and be there.